Every living being is an engine geared to the wheelwork of the universe. Though seemingly affected only by its immediate surrounding, the sphere of external influence extends to infinite distance. The beauty and the scent of roses can be used as a medicine, and the sun rays as a food. My mother had taught me to seek all truth in the Bible. My brain is only a receiver in the universe. To conquer by sheer force is becoming harder and harder every day. Defensive is getting continuously the advantage of offensive as we progress in the satanic science of destruction. All that was great in the past was ridiculed, condemned, combated, suppressed, only to emerge all the more powerfully, all the more triumphantly from the struggle. The day science begins to study non-physical phenomena, it will make more progress in one decade than in all the previous centuries of its existence. We build but to tear down. Most of our work and resource is squandered. Our onward march is marked by devastation. Everywhere there is an appalling loss of time, effort, and life. A cheerless view, but true. I have harnessed the cosmic rays and caused them to operate a motive device. Our entire biological system, the brain, and the earth itself work on the same frequencies. The scientists of today think deeply instead of clearly. One must be sane to think clearly, but one can think deeply and be quite insane. Great moments are born from great opportunity. In the 21st century, the robot will take the place which slave labor occupied in ancient civilization. Let the future tell the truth and evaluate each one according to his work and accomplishments. The present is theirs, the future, for which I have really worked, is mine. Inventors don't have time for married life. If Mr. Edison had thought smarter, he wouldn't sweat as much. The present is theirs, the future, for which I really worked, is mine. I am equally proud of my Serbian origin and my Croatian fatherland. If your hate could be turned into electricity, it would light up the whole world. There is no subject more captivating, more worthy of study than nature. To understand this great mechanism, to discover the forces which are active and the laws which govern them, is the highest aim of the intellect of man. But instinct is something which transcends knowledge. We have, undoubtedly, certain finer fibers that enable us to perceive truths when logical deduction, or any other willful effort of the brain, is futile. There is no energy in matter other than that received from the environment. A century from now it will no more occur to a normal person to mate with a person eugenically unfit than to marry a habitual criminal. Sometimes I feel that by not marrying, I made too great a sacrifice to my work. But I hope that it will also be demonstrated soon that in my experiments in the West I was not merely beholding a vision, but had caught sight of a great and profound truth. By an irony of fate, my first employment was as a draftsman. I hated drawing. It was for me the very worst of annoyances. Fortunately, it was not long before I secured the position I sought, that of chief electrician to the telephone company. So astounding are the facts in this connection that it would seem as though the Creator himself had electrically designed this planet. All the great religions contain wise prescriptions relating to the conduct of life, which hold good now as they did when they were promulgated. Love, I recognize the emotion for what it is, an irrational self-destructive impulse, which is disguised as joy. Invention is the most important product of man's creative brain. The ultimate purpose is the complete mastery of mind over the material world, the harnessing of human nature to human needs. It has cost me years of thought to arrive at certain results, by many believed to be unattainable, for which there are now numerous claimants, and the number of these is rapidly increasing, like that of the colonels in the South after the war. Up to that time I never realized that I possessed any particular gift of discovery, but Lord Rayleigh, whom I always considered as an ideal man of science, had said so, and if that was the case, I felt that I should concentrate on some big idea. Archimedes was my ideal. I admired the works of artists, but to my mind they were only shadows and semblances. The inventor, I thought, gives to the world creations which are palpable, which live and work. The desire that guides me in all I do is the desire to harness the forces of nature to the service of mankind. You may live to see man-made horrors beyond your comprehension. The idea came like a flash of lightning, and in an instant the truth was revealed. Every effort under compulsion demands a sacrifice of energy. I never paid such a price. The motors I built there were exactly as I imagined them. I made no attempt to improve the design, but merely reproduced the pictures as they appeared to my vision, and the operation was always as I expected. To create and to annihilate material substance, cause it to aggregate in forms according to his desire, would be the supreme manifestation of the power of man's mind, his most complete triumph over the physical world. Life is and will ever remain an equation incapable of solution, but it contains certain known factors. Of all the frictional resistances, the one that most retards human movement is ignorance. Antisocial behavior is a trait of intelligence in a world full of conformists. My belief is firm in a law of compensation. The true rewards are ever in proportion to the labor and sacrifices made. It will soon be possible to transmit wireless messages around the world so simply that any individual can carry and operate his own apparatus. In a crystal, we have clear evidence of the existence of a formative life principle, and though we cannot understand the life of a crystal, it is nonetheless a living being. I cannot exaggerate the effect of this marvelous sight on my childish imagination. Day after day I asked myself what is electricity and found no answer. 80 years have gone by since, and I still ask the same question, unable to answer it. Electric power is everywhere present in unlimited quantities and can drive the world's machinery without the need of coal, oil, gas, or any other of the common fuels. Money does not represent such a value as men have placed upon it. All my money has been invested into experiments with which I have made new discoveries enabling mankind to have a little easier life.